You felt it before. The sudden tightness in your chest when all eyes turn toward you. That suffocating heat rising in your neck when you're about to speak, or the paralyzing fear that one wrong word will turn you into an outcast. You are standing in a room full of people, yet you feel like you're standing on the edge of a cliff. The pressure to perform, to fit in, and to be liked is a weight that most people carry until it breaks them. But what if I told you that the judgment of others is not a cage, but a ghost, and that you have been granting it power it never actually possessed? Before we dive into the deep philosophy, I want you to try one thing the next time you feel that social pressure rising. Pause and ask yourself this: is this person's opinion of me more important than my own opinion of myself? In that split second of questioning, you reclaim the power. You shift from being a victim of their gaze to being the judge of your own character. This is the first crack in the armor of social anxiety, and today we are going to shatter it completely. The reason we struggle so deeply with social pressure is rooted in a psychological phenomenon known as the social mirror. We don't see ourselves as we are. We see ourselves as we think others see us. We spend our lives trying to polish a reflection in a mirror that isn't even ours. This creates a state of perpetual performance. You aren't living your life. You are playing a character designed to please an audience that isn't even paying as much attention as you think they are. The Stoics, from Marcus Aurelius to Epictetus, understood that this is a form of self-imposed slavery. They realized that when you seek the approval of others, you hand them the keys to your internal peace. If they smile, you are happy. If they frown, you are crushed. To the Stoic, this is the height of irrationality. To remain calm under pressure, you must stop being a performer and start being an observer. You must build what the Stoics called the inner citadel, a fortress of the mind that no external judgment can breach. Let's break down the Stoic method for absolute social composure into 7 core principles. First, the dichotomy of control in social spaces. Epictetus taught that the most important skill in life is distinguishing between what is up to us and what is not. In a social setting, your words, your posture, and your intentions are up to you. But the way people interpret those words, the look on their faces, and the gossip they whisper later, that is completely outside of your control. Most of our social pressure comes from trying to control the uncontrollable. We want to make people like us, but you can no more control another person's mind than you can control the weather. When you truly internalize this, a massive weight lifts. You realize that if someone thinks poorly of you, it is a fact about their mind, not a fact about your reality. You focus on the quality of your own character and leave their opinions to them. It is their burden to carry, not yours. Second, the practice of premeditatio malorum, or the premeditation of adversity. We often feel pressure because we are afraid of a worst-case scenario, saying something stupid, being laughed at, or being rejected. The Stoic approach is not to think positive thoughts, but to look the monster in the eye. Before you enter a high-pressure social situation, spend a moment visualizing the worst happening. Imagine you trip, you stutter, or no one laughs at your joke. Now look closer. Are you still alive? Is your character destroyed? Does the sun still rise? By anticipating the cringe, you strip it of its power. When you accept that you can survive social failure, you no longer fear it. And when you no longer fear it, you move with a natural, unforced confidence that most people spend their whole lives trying to fake. Third, the view from above. When we are under social pressure, our world shrinks. We become hyper-focused on a single room, a single conversation, or a single person's expression. It feels like the entire universe is judging us. To counter this, the Stoics practiced the view from above. Zoom out. Imagine your city from the clouds. See the thousands of rooms where people are feeling the exact same anxiety. Zoom out further to the planet, spinning in the vast, silent void of space. In the grand timeline of the universe, this awkward moment is less than a blink. This isn't about making your life feel meaningless. It's about gaining perspective. It's hard to be intimidated by a boardroom or a party when you realize you are a brief flash of consciousness on a tiny blue dot. This perspective doesn't just bring calm, it brings a sense of profound freedom. But here's the part most people get wrong. They think being Stoic means being cold or distant. It's actually the opposite. This brings us to our fourth point, the objective representation. When someone insults you or puts pressure on you, your mind adds a layer of value judgment to the event. You think, he's mocking me. This is humiliating. The Stoic strips away the adjectives. Marcus Aurelius would tell himself, this is just a man making sounds with his vocal cords. These are just vibrations in the air. When you describe social pressure in purely objective terms, the emotional sting vanishes. A judgmental stare is just a pair of eyes looking in your direction. A rejection is just a person saying a word. By removing the story you tell yourself about the event, you remain the master of your emotional state. The fifth principle is perhaps the most challenging, amor fati, or the love of fate. Most people try to avoid social pressure. The Stoic embraces it as a training ground. If you find yourself in an uncomfortable conversation or a high-stakes meeting, don't wish it were easier. Instead, say to yourself, this is exactly what I needed to practice my composure. See every difficult person as a sparring partner for your soul. They are giving you a gift, the opportunity to test your virtues in real time. When you stop resisting the pressure and start using it as fuel for your own growth, your anxiety transforms into a quiet, focused energy. You aren't just enduring the situation, you are thriving because of it. Sixth, the reserve clause. Whenever you set out to achieve a social goal, whether it's making a new friend or nailing a presentation, add the reserve clause to your intention. I will give a great presentation, fate permitting. I will try to connect with this person if nothing prevents me. This small mental shift protects your ego. You commit to the effort, but you remain detached from the result. If the result doesn't go your way, it's not a failure of your character. It's simply the way the world turned. This allows you to be fully present and authentic because you aren't desperately clinging to a specific outcome. You are playing the game, but you aren't letting the score define your worth. This leads us to the seventh and final point, the recognition of hubris. This is a sharp truth that many find uncomfortable. Social anxiety is, in a strange way, a form of hidden vanity. It is the belief that everyone is looking at you, thinking about you, and judging you. But the truth is, most people are far too busy worrying about their own lives and their own insecurities to give you more than a passing thought. As the Stoics noted, we value our own opinion of ourselves the least, yet we worry about the opinion of others the most. To remain calm, you must humble yourself. Realize that you are not the protagonist in everyone else's movie. When you realize how little people actually think of you, you gain the ultimate permission to be yourself. The next time you feel that familiar pressure, remember that the social world is an illusion. There is no them. There is only you, your thoughts, and your actions. You are not a leaf being blown by the wind of public opinion. You are the mountain. The wind may howl, the rain may fall, and the clouds may obscure your peak, but the mountain remains unmoved. True social power doesn't come from being the loudest person in the room, or the most charming, or the most successful. It comes from the quiet realization that you are already enough, regardless of what the room thinks. This is the path to the inner citadel. It is a journey from the need for external validation to the rock-solid foundation of internal character. By applying these Stoic methods, you aren't just learning how to act calm. You are becoming a person who is calm because your worth is no longer up for debate. You have taken your power back from the crowd and placed it where it belongs, in your own hands. If this perspective shifted something for you, I want to hear about it. What is one social situation where you felt the most pressure? And how will you apply the dichotomy of control to it next time? Leave a comment below. Your reflection might be the exact insight someone else needs to read today. And if you value this kind of deep philosophical approach to modern living, consider joining us. We explore the timeless wisdom that helps us navigate a chaotic world with clarity and strength. Until next time, stay focused on what you can control and let the rest go. The world can watch, but you are the one who decides who you are.